Hello all and welcome back to another free flow. The intro to my last video wasn't foreshadowing at all.
Definitely something I want to fix up this year.
And here we are 10 months later with a new video. In this free flow, I won't necessarily be breaking down any specific skating topics, but more so talk about what's been going on with the channel, skating, and just some other things related to the channel as well. So what I've decided to do while we discuss these topics is just show some of my favorite places that I love to skate around Brisbane, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that while we talk about the topics today. I'd like to actually give a disclaimer before we go into this topic that I am completely guilty of everything I'm about to say, and just keep that in the back of your head because I am not excusing myself for this at all. One thing you got to remember about learning things is no one is necessarily right. There is of course some people who are more skilled and educated within their certain areas of expertise, such as skating, but that doesn't mean you'll understand what they're showing you. Case in point, my magic slide tutorial. Tutorials by Sean Unwin, Nikolai, and many others, they were all great videos which all showed different ways of learning and performing the slide, but it just didn't work for me personally. So what I did was combine all these little tips and tricks from their tutorials with some of my own, and that's how I learned. That was the main reason I made that tutorial, to give some of my own tips and hopefully provide another way people could learn that slide. Some people are really critical of how others teach said things. Just remember that there is a difference between people being objectively incorrect and people learning things their own way. Remember that. Which leads nicely onto my next point. Being overly critical. I am my own worst enemy when it comes to making videos. I will spend hours upon hours torturing myself over something that probably doesn't mean anything. This is by far the thing that affects me making videos the most, and it's the reason you still don't have a Powerslide tutorial. I've always been much more of a quality over quantity type of person. Another thing I really struggle with as well is I never want to make the same video over and over. I like to try and keep things fresh with my free flows where I have a bunch of new topics every video. But I sort of just ran out of ideas recently, and as lovely as it is that people give me suggestions, it really does come down to me making the content that I want to. Because when I make the content that I want to, you guys will then enjoy it in return. The final thing that has affected me in the last 9 to 10 months is my back. Being real with you guys, last year at my peak, I was skating about 100 to 150 kilometers a week. Coming into the new year though, it dropped down to about 20 to 50. And then later in this year, it's dropped down to about 10 to 30. And unfortunately, a lot of that is due to ongoing back issues, which recently I did not get some great news about it, but it's nothing too serious at this point as long as I take care of it. Because of these back issues, I've been going to the gym a lot this year, which has been really good, but it also gives me less time to skate, especially considering I have a full-time job as well, which just obviously makes everything harder. I still love skating, but the main reason I sort of have skated less this year is I originally had a goal for everything I wanted to accomplish in skating, and once I hit all those goals, I sort of hit a wall and I didn't really know what to learn or what to try after that. But yeah, that's definitely a big factor in why I haven't uploaded, but I'd just like to say that yes, content will still be made, probably just not as much as it used to be. Moving on from the absence topic, I would like to talk about feedback and also some appreciation that I'd like to give. Starting off with the negative though, the feedback regarding my 7 tips and tricks video. By far the most negatively received video, and for good reason. The video is truly the definition of having no idea how it's going to perform or how it was going to be perceived. I made this video thinking it would only be viewed by like a smaller audience. It was some random tips that aren't necessarily talked about often, but I thought they were overall useful or at least fun to try. I put so much effort into this video. It took weeks and weeks back and forth with certain edits, recording, and photoshops and all the other things that go into making a video. I tried to make everything as visually easy to understand so that way anyone can understand it, and that does take a lot of editing time. So in a way, I'm glad my effort did pay off, but going back and watching it now, there's definitely some parts I could have explained better, and also some parts I'd probably remove. I still think it's a good video, but yeah, definitely never would have guessed it to get like 20,000 plus views. There's a good reason there's a like and a dislike button, and I'm glad people still use it. It's a great way of leaving feedback, even if YouTube did make the dumbest decision to remove the dislike count. I really should mention though, although this is my worst received video, it's not even close to what I'm making it out to sound like. It's like 95% positive ratings wise, but it's definitely a big difference to every single one of my other videos. So I'll definitely try to improve in the future. Moving on from the mostly negative video, I'd like to talk about some positives. The support on this channel has been crazy. I've gotten 600 subs since that last video, so I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for subscribing. Hopefully there'll be some good content in the future for everyone here. I'd like to give an insane amount of thanks for the Magic Slide tutorial. This video, yet again, I put so much effort into it and I'm so glad it turned out the way it did. So many people have found it helpful and overall I couldn't be happier with it. I've already planned up a video in the future for the advanced Magic Slide tutorial. Although I think my current Magic Slide tutorial is good, there was a few things that I missed, and for those who want more, this should hopefully satisfy you. That's mostly it from me. Make sure to check out my Instagram, where I'm still relatively active, and it's by far the easiest way to interact with me if you have any questions or just let me know how you're going with skating. I also do polls which you can get involved with. Speaking of getting involved, make sure if you have the Strava app to join my Strava club. If you haven't got Strava, I would strongly recommend downloading it. It's great for tracking your skating and your overall fitness. To conclude, I would like to thank everyone for watching and liking the videos. People seem to really be enjoying them and I appreciate any and all comments. I also reply to them all, so make sure to leave one below if you have any questions or inquiries. Thanks for watching this very different free flow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.